Hello everyone. In CBSE Masterclass, today we'll discuss our third video regarding building compliances, especially laboratories and library and classroom. Means what are the key things that can cause the deficiencies or even rejection during our CBSE inspection. So we must have to ensure the implementation of the compliances regarding the laboratories. Laboratories here I mean physics laboratory, chemistry laboratory and biology laboratory. So about the laboratories, first of all, what we have to make sure that the size of the laboratory has to be minimum 600 square feet, as I also discussed this in the previous video of building norms. Beside the size, we have to ensure that the laboratory room have at least 2 doors and fire extinguisher installed inside the laboratory preferred and one outside the laboratory door. So proper fire extinguisher service should be there available. And beside fire extinguisher, we have to make sure that the room used for the laboratory has proper exhaust fan installed and working, because laboratories like physics and chemistry and biology, we have to ensure proper ventilation of the air, especially in chemistry laboratory there could be fumes and gases, so we have to keep the fan, exhaust fan on while students are working in the laboratory. So next thing I'll tell you about the laboratory is workstations. This thing often confusing. How should we maintain the workstations where students practice their practicals? The workstations should be at least 3 workstations in the laboratory, arranged such that students can go from one side to another and teachers can easily instruct the student passing from here to there. So proper space between the 3 workstations should be maintained, and each workstation where the experiments are conducted or done should have LPG gas availability, so that student can use the burner LPG burner for the practical. And beside the LPG gas, there should be water availability with sink where students can wash their bottles, pipettes and test tubes, etc. So there should be water availability with each sink. And what else we need beside the sink? That there should be water in and out facility. In and out here I mean the waste water. The water will come through the taps undoubtedly, but what will happen to the waste water? So we have to ensure the waste water passes safely from the laboratory. And after the workstations, we have the common questions in brain in our mind that come, that how many equipments or the apparatus we need in a laboratory for the CBSE inspection. How much should we have ready? Actually, the number of experiments and the equipments in a laboratory, whether it is physics, chemistry or biology, it depends highly on the number of students we have enrolled in the class. Suppose we are talking about 11th and 12th class. So the number of students will decide how much equipment we should accommodate in the lab. But generally, while we are starting a CBSE school, then we cannot predict a certain number of students. Then here we have to ensure the minimum facility. So what I recommend, we have successfully seen this working, that we have to ensure at least 5 practicals, equipments or apparatus or material in each lab. means 5 different practicals can be conducted easily in each lab: physics, chemistry and biology. So these materials should be available during the inspection uh, by CBSE. So it's about material. Next thing, how the laboratory should look like, where should this material be placed. There should be ideal position or a shelves in each lab to store the equipments, material or apparatus safely, locked by a key so that a student cannot have access to that shelf without the permission of the lab assistant or the teacher there assigned. The student cannot access the shelf. Therefore, we must have a key in the shelf. And what else the inspectors inspecting the laboratories can ask for? The next thing I have always seen in the inspections that inspectors may first ask about the stock register. That when did you purchase your equipments or material here in lab? It should be clearly written in the stock register, in the date column, date of purchase, and the bill number, bill date, purchased from, the vendor name, and the quantity of each and every item available in the laboratory, and including the price. These heads I mentioned here should be available in the stock register and will be signed preferably by both manager and the principal, but any of the one will go here, no issue. But the register should be attested or signed by principal or the manager, or at least one of them. Then this register is considered to be valid. I have often seen some inspectors asking for the bills of the laboratory also. So only mentioning the number of the bill number or invoice number I mean here, or the vendor or date is not sufficient. The lab assistant or the concerned teacher has to keep the copy of the bills ready, that this certain material is purchased through this invoice or bill. So if we maintain these things in a laboratory, physics, chemistry, biology, then I believe that there will be no deficiency in these laboratories. Besides that, in the laboratories, we have to keep one table chair for the lab assistant to sit there, or the teacher may sit there to monitor the activities. Ideally, teachers has to be standing or working around with the students practicing there, and one whiteboard or whatever the kind of board available in the classroom in the school should also be one installed in the laboratory, so that the teacher or the lab assistant can instruct the students certain equations or about some instructions especially used while the practical conducting in a class in a laboratory. So this is the ideal situation of a laboratory I told here. Now I move towards the library. Library of a CBSE school or any educational institution is one of the most important things inspected during the inspection, and often seen that there are deficiencies in the library due to some common mistakes. So what are the key points the manager or the principal of the school has to make sure before the inspection in the library? That seating arrangement for approx 40 students. Ideally, they ask for the 50 students, but as the section is of 40 students maximum in CBSE, then we have to ensure 40 students can sit together in a library and they can study their books, they can read their books. So we have to make sure the availability of table, chair, fan, power backup, and the light, proper arrangement of the light in the reading space where the students are reading. And along with that, we have to also available the space for staff reading. Means if a teacher wants to read a book from the library or in the library, then there should be a space for them. We call it a staff reading area, reading room. It cannot be too large, means it may be a smaller room attached to the library, or there should be 10 or 15 chairs. So availability is ideally considered enough. And about the books, as I also told in the previous video of building infrastructure, books number also depends upon the number of students in the school. The general rule what the CBSE expect is the number of books should be multiplied by 5 to the number of students available in the school. So suppose we have 300 students available in the school, then we have to ensure 1500 books are available in the library. Newspapers, journal should also be there. And but here people don't make mistake. What people make mistake, I'm going to tell it now. The accession register. Accession register should be maintained very cleverly, or keeping the norms of accession in mind. That no books should repeat, no serial numbers should repeat. Suppose we have 1500 books, then the serial number from 1 to 1500 should be mentioned there in accession register properly. No cutting, paste, overlapping, overwriting is allowed in accession register. Accession register should have clearly the master data of all the books available in the library. Means the name of the book or the title of the book, we say the title of the book, and the publisher who printed or published the book, the author who wrote the book, and the date which the book was purchased in the school, and the invoice number, bill number should be there, and price of the book. Here we write the price of the books. We can write MRP, or we can write as per matching to the invoice the book price what we have purchased for, and the number of pages present in the book. A book can be 120 pages, then we have to write 120 pages in this book available, we have to write in the column. So these is accession registered on this standard format by what I told here are already available in market. So we can buy these standard accession register from market, or what the CBSE prefer, you can get it printed for your own school, in where your school name should be written on these registers. And the first page, last page should be signed and stamped by principal, also by the librarian stamp also, and there should be a secret number on each and every book. Secret number means the librarian will decide that what page number in all the books will have the librarian stamp. So if librarian decide that he will use or she will use 40 as secret page number, then every book available in the library should have a stamp of the librarian as page number 40. That ensure the ownership of the library, that this book really belongs to you. So this is also not compromisable. And every book should also mention the accession register serial number on it, along with the librarian stamp. So these are the books now. And if we maintain these minimum norms in the library, then hopefully the inspection will go smooth. The inspectors may also ask whether students receive book from the library. Means you have to maintain outgoing and incoming books register also in the book, in the library. And I think, and I have seen these the key points for library and laboratories during the inspection. If you need any additional advice or assistance regarding maintaining laboratories or libraries in your CBSE school, whether it is a new school or is it an existing affiliated school, so I can provide you this free of cost. You can message me on my WhatsApp number, or you can comment me in this video. If you need certain advice regarding any compliances, then the advice is free of cost available. And thank you very much for watching this video. And I'll be creating another videos. In fact, this is going to be a series of videos, CBSE Masterclass. So the further videos will be coming on the different points of a CBSE school. So it is better that we subscribe and make the bell icon press, so that all videos will be available to you and you will be notified. Thanks for watching.